Let's talk about Hamzah Sheeraz.
Yes, Hamzah Sheeraz.
Headlining Saturday night.
Good.
Is he any good?
Yeah, of course he is. What would he be headlining?
I don't know. Talk to me. Yeah, talk to
No,
me.
he is.
What do you think of him as a?
No, he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He's built himself to a position where he's able to headline. Of course, he's got a big following, got a big fan base, so it's kind of easy to push him into that spotlight. He's got a good demeanour about himself. He dresses well, as you always compliment him on. You've seen him at the press conferences and stuff.
You're dressing well as well.
I'm all right.
Different
types of dressing. Yeah, different drip. Yeah. But so he's. I think it's good. He's headlining. I think it's good. I think it will get people to see him more, his personality, the way he fights, and you'd get to know whether people are actually coming out for him, and he gets to become his own sort of star.
Middleweight.
Yes, middleweight.
You're a middleweight.
Yes, I am.
Your paths will probably cross one day.
No, definitely, most definitely. I think me and a lot of middleweights in the country, I always see it as we're going to fight one day, even if we don't. Especially those who are in the top 5, maybe top 7. I always feel like, yeah, there's a possibility we can fight one day. We're all there, we're all at the same level, we're all around that. In terms of achievements at that domestic kind of scene, whether we're better or not, we don't know until we get in there. So I feel like, yeah, all of you lot are a target really, and I'm a target to them as well. So, I'm not oblivious to that.
So are you keeping an eye on him this weekend as a potential opponent? Obviously, you're going to see him weigh in today. Does it come to the point now, because he's entered your division, where you do start sizing him up just a little bit?
I'll be watching on Saturday more as a fan than as a potential opponent, because I still do feel like, not that he's not a good fighter, but he hasn't achieved what I've achieved in the sport. So there's no need, I'm not chasing him, but I do understand that he could be chasing me, because I've got the British title if he wants to go for that. So I will be keeping an eye on people in front of me, but I will also be keeping an eye on the guys behind me that are creeping up, looking for an opportunity to take food off my plate essentially. So I'll be watching it in that sense, yeah.
How would a fight between you and him play out?
I'm going to beat him. But it'll be a good fight. But I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it could go either way. No, anyone you ask me, I come out on top.
Of course,
yeah,
of course.
Exactly.
But where are your attributes better than his? Where are your strengths in that fight?
We'll have to get in there and see, you know what I mean? Like, there's no point of saying, I've got this, I've got that. I've got knockouts, he's got knockouts. He's got a good jab, I've got a good jab. He's got good defense. Maybe I can work on mine. But do you know what I mean? Like, it just is what it is, you know what I mean? There's no point of saying, oh, I do this and I do that. Listen, we got to get in there. I could say I got more power, but if I can't land on him, it doesn't mean anything. He could say he's got a good jab, but if he can't land that jab, it doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? So you just have to look forward to, making that fight happen when we cross that line, and I'll be looking forward to see who comes out on top as well. I think I would. Well, I feel like I would. I know I would, but then again, it's boxing. Nothing's certain, nothing's for sure.
Well, that is boxing. He's got a tough test, it looks like, this weekend.
Yeah, I don't know much about Torres, to be honest. I didn't bother searching him up or seeing what he's done or looking at his style, because he's not someone I'm fighting. But I do know, I have heard, obviously, he drew to David Benavidez.
Jose Benavidez, the smaller one.
Oh, Jose, sorry.
Yeah.
David's the 168
David's
one.
the
Yeah,
168,
my bad.
yeah.
Jose Benavidez. But I don't really take too much into that, because Jose Benavidez is originally a 140 pounder. Took his first loss at 147 and was obviously making a comeback fight against this guy. So I don't know what type of shape he was in. I haven't seen the fight. I don't know anything about the fight. I don't know. So I don't really take too much into that. It just could have been one of them things where he thought this was meant to be a walk in the park, and Torres took this as his world championship fight and obviously boxed his best that day and ended up getting a draw. So I don't take too much into all them things there, because I haven't seen it myself.
Well, he seems like, the first thing Benavidez said after that fight was, whilst he was getting booed, by the way, by the crowd after getting the draw, the first thing he said was he was running all night. The guy was running, which tells me that the guy's a bit of a boxer. Okay.
I don't really like that running excuse, because it's boxing. You can't, like, how far can you run? You're in the ring. Do you know what I mean? He's got to do better to know how to close off the ring and get your shots off when you need to. But hey, that's his problem. I've been looking forward to see how he handles this guy. Like I said, I know nothing about him. I don't even know his record, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah. But the way he's being hacked, it seems like it'd be a good fight.
Talk to me about some of the undercard. You have a bit of an interest, I'm sure, in Mark Heffron against Lennox Clark.
Yeah.
You've beaten Mark Heffron. You've drawn with Mark Heffron. How do you see him getting on against Lennox Clark up at super middleweight?
I think it's a good fight. When I saw this fight, that's what really made me come to the show, if I'm being honest.
Really?
that's gonna be a fight. I think. See whoever gets off what they need to get off first. Like, if Mark has decided to go in there, and I feel like Mark's got more attributes than Lennox. I ain't seen much of Lennox, but I just know he's very physical and very strong, and he can bang. Mark is very physical and very strong as well, but that was at middleweight. I don't know how that weight holds up at super middle. He might carry it with him, and if he does, it's a good thing. But I don't think he should get into any exchanges early with Clark. But I think if he does try to box him and then step on it late, I don't know what Clark's tank's like. I think he can get him out there essentially. But I think I'm going to slide with Mark just because I've seen more of him, and I think he has more to him. But it's anyone's fight.